button. Let's see if
I can't.
Oh, I need to.
here's your opportunity to mute the stream if you haven't already.
Come on, don't you like hearing the theme song pop up from somebody else's thing?
No, it chips me out sometimes, dude.
I know it does.
Like, oh, fuck.
Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to some dudes in case you don't know. First we got Aziz all the way from Kuwait. Always got a point when it's time for debate. Oh my Lanta, some call him Dan. Got the dad jokes in the palm of his hand. Boom Sauce McNasty got his eyes on the news, got his ear to the streets, and he's down for the crew. Next up is Clown, the DIY king. Got a juice line and some coils that sing. Then there's a bear who's smarter than average, quick with a wit, his name Vapor Swaggins. Then there's the homie, we know him as Frames, and too many guests to remember the names. Together they make up this killer vape panel, so hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vaping with the Ohmies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vaping with the Homies. What's in the news, Poon Sauce? Alright, guys. It's that time for Dan's dad joke of the week.
What is going on, Ohmies? Welcome back for episode 2 of Vaping with the Ohmies, season 3, and of course, with it being a brand new episode, not only is it Dan Lance's Vapiversary today. What? 4 years. 4 years.
Can't see me.
Congratulations, bro. Keep it up, man. We're super proud of you. So we had to bring a special guest on to come celebrate with us tonight. Of course, hold on, what's that? He's over on this side. Right here, this guy. This guy. I like to call him #SteezBrones, but everybody else likes to call him Breeze Tones, the man, the myth, the legend, the captain of Crackle, as I'm starting to call him, just like this dude. Coils are banging, bro. Coils are banging. Thank you for joining us, man. Super stoked.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I thought you were going to headbutt the camera there for a second.
Let's say,
Noggin,
just to start
dude.
off with an awkward headbutt. Just,
Yes. You have honored my family. Thank you
Yes,
for letting me on.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, super stoked. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through our normal vape buffets as we normally do at the beginning of the episode, because I got a couple new things, or one new thing. Some other people might have some new stuff. If not, we're just going to show you what we're vaping on tonight. So with that, I'm going to throw it over to, you know what? I'm going to throw it over to Adam first. What do you got today, Breeze Tones or Steez Bros?
Bros. I'd like to thank the Ohmies for coming up with #SteezBrones as a
hashtag.
Yeah, #SteezBrones. Thank you very much, because now everybody is using it.
It was like shit time, bro. It was bound to happen.
It's an infection that just gets you. You can't help it.
Oh, pro tip too, don't leave your pointed tweezers on the floor directly where you put your feet. Ow.
No, sir.
I just stabbed my toe, man.
Awesome. Well, my first setup is the Legion Vapes Gifted Aegis X. It's the only regulated I've got going. It's the only one I've kind of been rocking for a little while, DHD edition, with the blood toe on the top. When that has a little yummy vapor, butter brew, I think it's called, which is tasty.
Was that a Dat Money though, drip tip though?
No, that's platinum balls.
Oh,
It's a bit hard to see
fancy.
with all my fancy, so posh. But I also have the Danger Slated Verticorn unicorn vapes with the dang little ghost ghost nub tip. That has their prohibition syntax, which I'm very sad about, because I wish that e-liquid would just go away and I can stop vaping it, because I've smashed too many bottles. But the latest things that's kind of taking my fancy at the moment is a little MTL action. Obviously, this is my regular pod killer, #pod killer. That's the Glas Mini on the Swag 2. That one has in there a little Eric Vinny and Vapor, Deep Cuts, Psycho Krelak Esquisse, and then my latest edition, which is another Swag in black with the K-Fun 2019 light with bell ice bell cap. Testing out some little MTL situations in both of these.
Some Steez Brown MTL action. Oh!
I'll give that.
I heard the
and
crackle,
that's
bro.
A little bit of PB Party. And these two I basically smacked too many times in the last 48 hours because I'm doing liquid testing. I got to lay off that 12 milligram, if you know what I mean. Can I pass it off? Is that
Absolutely.
the situation here?
Absolutely.
I'd like to pass it off to Poon Sauce McBreak stuff.
Wow. Wow, I haven't broken anything in a minute. But Jesus. What's up, guys? Yeah, I got the Captain and the Blotto going, and then side of there was the... Oh, there's a bottle. Okay. Got some Dinner Lady Orange Tart in there. Then I got my Overpowered with the Trilogy. I broke the straight glass, so... Wait, I just said I didn't... No, God damn it. You want Okay, maybe never mind. Okay, yeah, I broke it. Okay, shut up. Yeah, a bubble glass on there now, and inside of there I got some Collision Course by Blue Mountain, and then finally my coup de grace. I can just use this all day, every day, and be completely happy. Got my MMK with the rye, little DHD color changing action on the top of there. I forgot which one it's called. It's the one that goes from black to red, so I don't remember which one that is. And inside of there, here we are. I got some BPM from the Drop. I believe this is Silverback.
Yeah.
Correct? I think so.
Pretty sure.
And it's tasty stuff, and that's all I got going right now. Why don't we pass it off to Mr. New Computer, New Lights, New Painted Wall, Vapor Reversery? Am I missing anything else? I don't know. Damn.
I had to step up my game, son. I'm working on it. This is the Infinity/Endgame room. Shit's happening. We're going big. New computer. You guys can't see any of that. I'll take pictures later. Thank you, stimulus money.
Right.
Thanks, COVID-19. Hey. Tonight I'm vaping on. I got my 1 gen
Very
with
nice.
the black Jenna with some sea glass, stab wood, fire button, and that I have and forever will Ben from Rescued.
Dude, I need more
So
Ben.
good.
Need more Ben. Ugh.
You got Ben, Orlex Hammer,
Hammer
R.I.P.
time.
Mark, Hammer Time with the Ohaha with the DHD gold chop top on there with some Georgie kit. I finally
Some of that
got,
Georgie.
Georgie.
just tried
Nice.
it.
Georgie
Just tried it
Porgy.
the other day. It's
I got
good
some
shit.
coming in.
I like Georgie. Georgie is good. I also have the bottled Violence toffee custard, and that's really
Bangering.
good too. Yeah, it's hard to get over that. And then I bought a new. I ended up getting that As Vape Hitta
That hit us,
Ooh.
son.
from Grim. Gave it
So,
a good review, and they
Is
it's
it a
cheap.
hitta?
It's good, man. I rock my 24 milligram salt in the 0.5 ohm coil, and I do like a restricted lung hit with it. It doesn't choke me up.
Dude,
Doesn't
on
hurt.
25 milligram salts? Dude, you're a beast.
It's
I
it's
can't
so
do the
smooth.
salts.
It's so
hate
smooth.
you.
I don't know what it is, but
I'm going to have
that's
to check
my-
that out, though.
I take that to work with me. Yeah, I'm sure 12 milligram in that's
Ooh.
awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get the RBA section for it. I thought it came
Oh,
with it. I
RBA?
was wrong.
What?
Yeah,
Okay, you got my attention.
I want to get the RBA section. Put some little MTL coils in there. So I got my peach mint in there that I always vape, and then I end up having my other work one, K-Fun Light on the solo, and I have Burst Duo. They did the Burst Duo and did the Guava Dragon Fruit and the 24 milligram salt, and I put it in there, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So that's what I got. I'll pass it over to Clown.
Hello. Alrighty. So, yeah, I know this guy's not new to the world, but it's new to me. So I got the Rigmod Outlaw with Dead Goat on top.
Dude, what drip tip is
That-
that?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
a
I got
Kennedy
this.
tip?
No, I got this with the layer cake. Some who I bought it from sent it to me.
That is
Oh, it's it just doesn't have the top on it. The
There's a top for it.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
there's a
I'm making it work like that.
the inside's threaded.
I was like, damn, dude, that's
Stovepipe
crazy
in it.
low pro, dude.
Stovepipe.
Oh yeah, I'm liking it. And that I got some Crunchy Sin. The next I got the Straight M0 Drop Solo. And that I got the caramel custard from Bottle Violence. And then I got the Kelpie with the double barrel V3. And that I got some of that Ben And then lastly, Jenna, Luna, and in that I got Georgie. So yeah, me and Dan are rocking 2 of the same setup, same juices at least. So yeah, take it away, Mr. Frames.
All right, I'll start off with this guy right here. Got the Vapresso Gen with the Reload 26 on top of that. Got a Blood Money chop top with some hashtag Steezbrown 26 gauge aliens on the inside of this thing. And got it wicked up and juiced up with some of that. Boom! Oh boy, mango. I've been just like plowing through this bottle. I'm like already about little over halfway through it. Just really enjoying it, and gotta say the flavor on that 26 so far is not too shabby. Next up, I've got the Dangaspotty Focus.
I love that.
Focus.
The Dangaspotty.
There we go, the Dangaspotty. Custom coated by the man, the myth, the legend, Ashen of Palmer's Powders. Of course, got a neon lights chop top on there, just kind of make the dang logo pop, along with those flames down there at the bottom. And had to throw some of that Nick Drips Bloodbath. Focus on the bottle. Focus on the bottle. Focus on the bottle. There you go. Bam. Nick Drips Bloodbath. This is that Palmer's Powders Private Reserve. It's a strawberry red vines. Absolutely delicious. Next setup I've got is the Rye RDA on top of the L Thunder 2700 with a Blizzard chop top. This has also got another set of breeze tones inside of it. Just absolutely just singing and just crackly. It just glorious. And this has got some of that Addy Toony DIY, that little Frames Pumplin'. It's like a pumpkin custard of sorts. And I gotta say, after it sat and steeped for a good month or 2, maybe 3 or 4, I don't remember. It's actually pretty damn tasty, and I am rounding it out at the end here with a little mouth-to-lung action. Got the Notion with the Dwarf 22 MTL on top of that with a Chiquita tip in that Stay Gold from DHD. And this has actually got a AJ Holland quad-core mouth-to-lung alien on the inside of this job. And then I do have some 12 milligram butterscotch custard from my man, my brother over there in the green room, Overdrip himself. And that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for me. So with that, I do want to take a quick second. Of course, we have shouted out one of our amazing sponsors already, Mr. Breeze Tones himself. But we do also have Rescue E-Liquid. Of course, you've seen Clown. He vaping on that Ben. I need to get some more of it. They also have the Pack Leader line where they've got Nico as well as Mika. They've got crazy deals that are going on all the time. You guys can go check them out on their website. You can sign up for like their newsletters so you guys get emails and stuff from when they got new stuff coming out. You can go grab up, I believe, for British size only coils over there now. I believe they're carrying lethal coils now. Just like all kinds of cool stuff happening. So definitely go over there, check them out. Use the code Ohmies for 10% off your order, and they also have the code BARK20 for $20 off a $100 order. And then, of course, we also have to shout out the CBD connoisseur, Mr. Anthony Ramella, and, of course, TX Candy Caviar. They have some of the best CBD gummies that I say any of us here on the panel have tried. I honestly use them on quite a frequent basis, because I do have trouble sleeping at night. And, there are some times throughout the day where I just need that little extra CBD relief. I've actually got a bag here that I just finished off of the 250 milligram bag. Absolutely delicious. You can go check them out, texascandycaviar.com. You can use the code Ohmies for another 10% off your order over there. And I believe they're doing a BOGO right now. So definitely go over there and take advantage, guys, because they have some of the best quality and just best tasting CBD gummies I have ever had the opportunity of trying out. And then, of course, we got the guy here himself, over here, Mr. Breeze Tones. Some of the best coils that I've had the opportunity to use. You can go grab them up over at Local Vape. I believe you can grab them up over at Steel Valley Vapors as well. I'm sure there's a lot of other places that have been grabbing them up. The dude's been busy. We see him in the Zoom rooms, on the off times, just out in his shed, just like banging out just coils after coils after coils, just like a slave driver. But he does his thing, and they just come out absolutely perfect. So we'll get more into that here in a little bit, but we do have that beginning segment that we do at the beginning of every episode, starring the man, the myth, the mod breaker himself, It is time for a little bit of what's in the news, Poon Sauce.
I like that. At the very end, you kind of changed it up the legend with the mod breaker. Okay,
Yeah,
I like
dude.
it.
You weren't
I like it.
expecting it. I don't think
No, it
anybody
wasn't.
was.
Okay, so I don't have really good news to share as of now because
you
it looks like
I don't like it.
California is on. It's pretty much the next state to almost. They're working on introducing a statewide ban. It looks like Bill SB 793 is in the works right now. It looks like I believe it. They had the hearing on it already. I think it was on Thursday. They had the hearing where they had like people calling in and stuff during the hearing as well. But there's one thing I wanted to point out with this ban too that's kind of different than any other bans that I've seen. This bill is also targeting flavor enhancers, which to any kind of nicotine product. So this is a ban that may be going towards banning DIY mixing products. And that's kind of crazy because they want to get rid of all flavored agents. They want to pass a full vape ban in the state of California. And they also want that ban intends on getting rid of DIY as well. So keep an eye out for that. I know that CASA already has a call to action down for it. And they also, where is it? I know they introduced like a crazy tax as well.
Yep.
To where it would be like, okay, let's see. It's May 14th. On May 14th, which would include a $2 per 40 milligram nicotine tax. If the tax passes, it would take effect January 1st of 2021. So how it would work, it would add $9 to the price of a 60 ml bottle of 6 milligram e-liquid. $9 added on to your total purchase.
So then if you go to like Salt Nick, that turns it into
add $18.75 to a 30 ml bottle of 25 milligram liquid. And then it looked like it also shows that it would cost an extra $8.25 to a 4-pack of Juul pods. And that's insane. And so, okay, this is where the really killer is. So people who buy nicotine and stuff for DIY, some people buy it in liter bottles. Well, it would add an extra $2,500 to a 1 liter bottle of 100 milligram DIY.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why the DIY community has been buying up like crazy lately, because we know that's coming.
That is ridiculous. Unbelievable.
And the thing is, California already has a 59.27% wholesale tax.
Yeah, the taxes are already insane now. Now they're just wanting to add on even more. So CASA has a call to action going for this. Make sure to take part in this. If you're in the state of California, call your representatives, call your local representative, call the governor, do whatever you can. And also, I wanted to
we still have some opportunities because it was approved to the first committee that they went through, but there's still two different committees that they have to go through before it gets to the governor to either sign or veto. So there's still opportunities to make your calls and send your emails to your representatives, guys, especially if you're, here in California like I am. It's definitely something that I'm going to be doing over the next couple days, or just until we, hear anything more about the situation and, how everything's going to go. Because, dude, for someone like you, Clown, who's a DIYer, if you were here in California, this would
I'd be fucked.
You'd be done, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
And I
luckily live in Texas.
Yeah,
in that sense.
To make light about something that just happened today. We all know, the vape ban in New York was voted on and approved. And now, May 18th, the vape ban is now in effect in the state of New York, which caused hundreds of shops to now close their doors. Thousands of people without work now. So if there's anything you could do to support your local vapor in the state of New York, do it, because they're in a really tough spot right now. This is the day one of their statewide ban. And my hearts go out to every company out there who have potentially lost their business, lost their chance to feed their families. So if there's anything you could do to people out there, to your fellow vapor out in the state of New York, please do so. Anything.
Yeah, over 700 shops are going to close, according to Logan X Sales, who lives in New York himself.
It's out of control.
Dude.
And of course, that's
It's
the
insane,
one
man.
ban that they kind of snuck under everybody. They voted on like was it a Tuesday night? It's insane, or some weird thing where they during all this COVID crap, they went late night, pushed through, and yeah, vaping's done in the state of New York, and that's insane. So, again, make sure you guys are following CASA. Make sure you guys are keeping track of what's going on. Vaping 360 is also always a very, very good site to stick to. Check it every day, but there's usually something new coming up every other day. Keep you up to date on what's going on. Everybody needs to stay vigilant, and everybody needs to keep fighting at this point. We're kind of fighting a downhill battle right now, and it's going to seem tough, but if we all continue to fight, they can't stop us forever.
Absolutely. So thank you for that, Corey. If Liv hasn't posted a link for you guys, actually she did right there for you. So definitely go check that out. If you guys want to read up some more about this, get some more details and stuff. And one thing we always want to make sure that we say too is if you're not necessarily in California, doesn't mean that you shouldn't be, staying active and vigilant, because if it's happening here, there's a chance that it's going to happen where you're at as well. So just make sure you keep your eye out there. Like Corey said, join CASA, sign up for their emails. That way you guys get notified if things are happening in your local area. That way if you guys can do something and you're able to, that's the best way to do it. And, kind of on the flip side of the coin, Breeze Tones, we've kind of been talking throughout the week, and you kind of had something interesting happen earlier on in the week, which is something different than the situation out here in the States for sure. I don't know if you kind of want to touch on that a little bit, but from what I understand, you have been prescribed a prescription for nicotine.
Yeah, it's. The disclaimer here is I'll start with the story. When I first started vaping, obviously, the big talk in Australia was that, little to no doctors would actually prescribe nicotine to people who were wanting to start vaping, because doctors had no faith in it. I mean, that was 2 years ago. I'm going to say probably somewhere between August and October of last year, I looked into it again, because ATHRA, at the Australian Tobacco Harm Reduction Association here, was really kind of pushing forward, and all of the things happened, with legislation, which is a dog's breakfast all over our country. But I looked into it again, and there might have been a couple of avenues to get prescriptions as such, but they were more like very much a quit smoking. If you're a smoker now and you want to get into it, that situation, I didn't feel like it was for people like us who have been vaping for a long time, potentially in Australia, who would be able to just get a prescription, whatever. And I don't know what inspired it. I think it was a discussion the other day, last week, potentially. No, I do know, excuse me. Colin Mendelsohn, who was one of the chairs of ATHRA here in Australia, he did a live on Facebook, basically some more facts about nicotine and talking about COVID and, the studies going on with nicotine there. And I just decided to go and hit up his website and, placed an inquiry to an appointment for prescriptions, because now on the ATHRA website for Australians, there are doctors who are coming out of the woodwork and effectively now, listed on the ATHRA website as doctors you can go to get a prescription for nicotine, or at least have a consultation to discuss your use and, potential importation and the requirement of a prescription. I hope Colin is okay with saying this online, but we booked an appointment. It was done via, Zoom, and I discussed, a bunch of things. When did I stop smoking? Was I a dual user? How did I get my products? And, I openly admitted that, was effectively not doing the legal situation to obtain these products, but I would be I'm okay with doing that so that I don't go back to combustibles and cause more stress on the health situation out here in Australia. Anyway, long story short was he also explained to me really what a prescription was, and from my daily use, how much e-liquid I consume, and how much nicotine is in that liquid. We worked out my daily intake, my weekly intake, my monthly intake, and then effectively that's how he, works out the prescription, because the prescriptions are good for 12 months. It's a 3-peat, which means that I can effectively use this prescription 3 times. It lists basically all of my nicotine intake. This prescription here effectively now no longer makes me a criminal in this country. I mean, every different state has. I think WA probably has the worst. The worst fines. It's $45,000, and please don't quote me on that. But it's $45,000, or you can go to jail. In South Australia, is it used to be pretty bad, and now it's somewhere in the vicinity, maybe a $1,500 fine. Queensland is jail term or a lot of money. So it's all over the place. But the biggest thing that for me is that has the shift happened here in Australia in the last couple of months, like with all of our problems and our health minister effectively trying to stop, importation of nicotine at the border through Border Patrol. Things are changing. The doctors are now going, okay, we will give prescriptions. And I'm not entirely sure.
Science?
I don't know. The biggest thing in Australia is, and I'm sure in the US and many other places that, vaping is vilified. The biggest thing we need is the voices of those who are using these products. We keep coming back to that same old adage of, there's literally a handful of people who are stopping this, whether it be political or whatever the agenda is. But then there's millions of us. And in Australia, we've got, potentially above 200,000 vapors. And, like when we turned up to the SA rally, a year and a half ago when they were, putting our legislation in, same again, sliding it in on a random day, 150, 250 people show up. So if people are okay with continually doing the broken record situation and saying things, the health professionals, because those are the ones you should be talking to, they're going to take notice. And I don't know whether, the same as Dr. Mendelsohn said, was that there are people in our current government who want to support it, but because it's not a major party, stance, they're not going to go against their party to rock the boat, so to speak. But there's got to be that tipping point. And I think the tipping point in Australia is now, yes, our health minister still, says he's not going to do anything about, legalizing nicotine or whatever the situation is there. But he can't ignore the professionals who are now taking it on their own situation and using their licenses to prescribe people nicotine. So the turning point, has it happened? Is it happening right now? I never thought I would get one of these, to be completely honest, because I gave up smoking. I'm not a dual user. Yes, I don't want to go back to smoking, but this is to stop me from relapsing. So it's a huge, huge thing. And I mean, I can talk about it on I was doing up the promo for our show afterwards, and I was having a bit of a laugh because I was like, this is for everybody. Every smoker in Australia should have access to this. No questions asked. Not having to, go, oh, okay, I have to prove my relapse. A relapse could happen at any time. Stress, environment, COVID, lose my job, break up with my lady, whatever.
Could be
happens,
anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
because I can't count how many times in the past that, like, even before vaping, that, like, I would either quit for a few months or, I'd even quit for, almost a year, just stop smoking. But something happened. I got, like, super stressed out or super anxious, and, I was like, fuck, you know what? I need a cigarette. Picked it up, and then from that day, pack smoker all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like it just took that one instance for me to break down and just go grab a pack of cigarettes, because that's the only other thing that I could think of to grab. Like, if I knew about vaping at the time, I might have thought about picking up a vape after a year of not having a cigarette, and might have gone down that route and had a way easier experience, or have cut a couple more years of smoking out of my life. You know what I mean? But like, like you're saying, like, that's something that should just be there for everybody. Whether they are still smoking, they quit and they've been away from it for a few months. Like, just the fact that that craving is always kind of something that's there. Dude,
I had one today. Like, I was watching a podcast. They put it on YouTube, so I was like watching it today. And they were talking about dipping and stuff. Like, I wasn't a big dipper. Like, if I went to sporting events, like, I'll grab some pouches because I couldn't smoke when I was at the game. So I was just like, dude, what if I just grab some dip? Like I haven't had it in a while. I'm like, no, what are you doing? Like it's still there. 4 years not having a cigarette.
See, Legion said it
I
pretty.
still like nicotine. You know what I mean? And like if I didn't have it, I'd go back to other stuff as well.
Legion says it pretty good right there. He says there's no such thing as just one smoke once you've had the habit.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, I mean, we were on Logan's show last week, and he asked us the question of, is there anything you miss about smoking? And my answer was that freshly lit smell. I don't know what it is, but that
that first hit off a
initial
cigarette.
spark, yeah, that initial spark smell is something I miss for some weird reason.
Dude, a fresh pack, packing it up and opening it up and taking that first cigarette out and lighting it, you're just like,
or opening a fresh pack. You know,
Yeah.
the smell of a fresh pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, like I actually, I went to ECC, and one of the vendors there, they had a lot of CBD product, and they handed out some hemp, like cigarettes almost. And you know, you like gave my mom a pack of them or whatever, and she's like, all right, whatever, threw them in her bag. She handed them to me. She's like, well, hey, why don't you try one of these out? Let me know if you know what it is. And like I grab it, I open it, pull the cellophane, like the whole, just everything about it reminded me so much of a cigarette that I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. I was like, this is just it's too familiar. I almost like felt like I was getting ready to light up a cigarette, and it's just like I don't want to get used to that. Like I don't want that to be a thing again. You know, that's part.
I did it.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Frames. I was just going to say I did it for 6 months. Shane Oakley, I think it was saying about he's reaching for his pocket. I did that for 6 months. I had a spot where I put my lighter every time. So every time I walk out of the house, I tap my packet. I was like,
I'll have people still ask me for a lighter. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have a lighter anymore. I never have a lighter anymore.
When was
Those
the last time
situations
you bought
where
a
you
Bic
need one,
lighter?
and then you start searching your pockets, like, wait, I don't carry one of those anymore. Because dude, it was always one of those things.
Yeah.
Phone.
Well, Adam
lighter.
mentioned-
Out of the house, make sure I had my wallet, my phone, my smokes, my lighter. You know what I mean? Like you got to check everything.
Yeah.
Now I'm
I had a
like, I
lighter
gotta have
leash.
batteries. Do I have 2 mods? Because one of them might die. I gotta have that second one.
Any of you guys, were any of you get the type that had the lighter leash? You know,
No,
like the little
no,
thing you put
I-
on your belt. And
I
it's
tried
like the
until I
little-
smacked myself in the goodies one too many times. Like,
Dude,
fuck this
those
thing.
things were awesome, man.
Smack yourself in the goodies.
That's right.
Adam did talk about, like, if he didn't have that and he couldn't vape, he would have to relapse. And with every band we've seen come out, how many stories have we heard of relapse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I know 3 or 4 people who started vaping to give up cigarettes, continued to stop combustibles, and then because it became hard to access products here, went back to smoking.
Yep.
I was like, and the conversation with them, is like, but there's other ways, and they're like, it's too hard.
Yeah, I've
Has
talked to
anyone-
people
Okay.
personally that that's happened to.
Has anyone seen these studies anywhere about nicotine could be the answer to COVID? Have you guys seen any of this?
that's what
I
I
haven't
was
seen
saying.
any of the studies. It's just hearsay from what I've heard.
They're
But I
doing
hear
it
they're
here in
giving
Australia.
first. I heard they're giving like first responders nicotine patches because COVID can't like adhere to nicotine. Or I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know things, but this is just what I've heard through the grapevine kind of thing. Does anyone know if there's any truth to this?
I don't know.
So I do know
Toss, you're on it.
the wife, were reading a thing yesterday. They're
little bit more
starting the
research.
trials here in Australia in hospitals because of the French study. So they're using nicotine patches in there to stop, believe it's inflammation. There's something to do with the lungs. But like the ridiculousness of that situation here in Australia, we can't have nicotine, but yet you're starting this study because somebody else said it was, a French study. So it's like, come on, man.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Well, dude, I'm honestly curious to hear more about it. Like as time progresses, and like you having to go through and possibly refill your prescription per se.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like you said, you're going to be talking about this some more on Amigos and Co tonight, right?
Mhm.
So
yeah, but
go ahead. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
I think it was the other thing about Colin. When we were talking about things, he made me feel very comfortable, very understanding of my situation. Colin's never been a smoker, never been a vapor, but that's and I was discussing this with the wife as well. Colin's a doctor, but he decided to specialize in addiction therapies and pardon my language there, but Colin made me feel very like there was a solution. Whatever it was, we would try and find it to stop me from doing things that were harming myself. Obviously, he maintained that if there's any options, no vaping/smoking is better than anything. But in the same vein, he gives you the opportunity to discuss and verbalize the things that you want to do in your plan. And big props to Colin for that reason, because I still feel the shame, I guess, and that's probably every smoker maybe feels a little of it. Or if you've got a problem where you do something a little too much, it made me kind of realize a few things. And I intend to keep vaping, but in the same vein, he made me feel very, very comfortable, and the compassion there was a huge thing. What I wanted to say originally, because I can't say anything with 2 words, I was given the opportunity to, talk about the things I knew about vaping. And there was things that Colin, were like, oh, yeah, how did you know that? Or I didn't know that. Even like the way I store my nicotine. It's in a bag with a lock, so my son can't get to it. He was like, I've never seen those. I was like, but you're the specialist, what?
Yeah.
So, we were able to exchange, things. And I guess you always, the hobbyists or people here where, we talk about that, talking, what do you call it, preaching to the choir. But it's really nice to be able to be part of something with the education that everybody's sharing, to show that we're not just, newbies at this, and that we can do it ourselves and not put ourselves at harm or others. And, I felt really proud that he was able to, I guess, coax that.
That's awesome, man.
100%.
Sounds like just like an overall, awesome interaction between you and Colin, and just the overall outcome of it. Hopefully this is something that, can continue to make like positive waves in Australia, and maybe trickle out, out this way, and maybe we can get some more positive outlooks. Like, one thing I've always kind of thought is, if we can get the health professionals behind us and like understanding and, understanding the science and stuff like that, that's a big force that we can have on our side. So seeing that kind of happening out there in Australia as of now, and hopefully continuing forward, that'd be awesome to see, man. But we do want to kind of, we're going to kind of switch gears up, because usually we have questions for our guests. But this week, I figured, since we've had Adam on a time or two, why not have Adam ask us some just questions? So I told Adam earlier on in the week, like, if you can get like a question or two ready, what do you have that you could ask us Ohmies to, kind of pass around the table here?
Well, we were discussing this in the Discord the other day, but I want to hear it again. Last meal. If you were given your last meal, what's your last
combo here? I see Dan's eyes lit up. He's like, "Ooh, man, this is a tough choice, man. Dan loves food."
No, I
love
know.
Food too. We all love food.
I already know.
You already know what yours is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the shit. You start then.
So I haven't ate beef or pork for 3 years. I don't plan on eating it anymore. But if we're talking last meal, like, I'm already going anyways, right?
Yeah.
There's a place that I've grown up on. I don't know the location. I could get you there, but I don't know exactly what township it's in. But it's called it's a rib place. They're the best ribs I grew up on. It's called the Boneyard. I fucking love it. The sauce is great. The food is great. I would have my last meal there, for sure.
Ribs and all, or what?
Like a full slab of ribs. Like, they do, like, here's some ribs, and then here's ribs for 2, and I would smash that ribs for 2 all to myself, and then I'm out. I already know it. That's my last meal right there.
What about you, Corey?
Okay, it's really not a choice that you expect out of me. I'm a really big seafood fan, so put me on a little seafood shack right on the water. Get me like the biggest seafood feast you could think of: crab, lobster, mussels, scallops, everything. Yeah. Just get it all in my face, just all of it. I want to eat my weight in seafood.
Yeah, but I want to go out to like Maine and eat my weight in seafood. I don't want to do it anywhere around here. Like, I want to be where it's fucking brought in off. I
want to be sitting outside on like a patio where one side is the restaurant, the other side is the ocean.
Dude,
What I want.
fuck Legion, bro. I like your style, man. I like your style.
What about you, Clown?
That's a rough one because I love food.
Dude,
And
I'm
I'm
sitting here
way
trying,
too-
I'm sitting here trying to narrow it down.
Yeah, this whole time, and he like brought up ribs, and then I see
know, that's what
cheeseburgers,
fucked
I see
me, bro.
steak. Because I was thinking like, okay, I could go like with a fancy ass steak, and then I started thinking like, I would want that sushi from that one dude in Japan that just has a little thing, and he has like a Michelin star. So, and I mean, I've been kicked out of Chinese food buffets. I mean, that's how much I like food. So,
You eat too
just
much.
saying.
Get out.
Yeah, seriously,
You've been here 4 hours. You leave now.
I was on plate number 12 and I was stacking those high, and they looked at me and they're like, you need to
Yeah.
go, please.
You either need to leave or you need to pay again. One of the two.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, we're going into another round right now. You need to go. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Just
Well, shit.
everything.
I'll slide in here for a second then. I think mine will be kind of like a little mix, a little surf and turf action. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd like a little bit of everything. I'd maybe take a half slab of ribs, you know, maybe like a little 8-ounce sirloin, or you know, like a little, you know, maybe even like a little filet mignon. You know what I mean? And then have like some grilled shrimp with like some steak fries and like some fresh like green beans, and then like a big ass slice of fucking pumpkin pie for dessert with a shit ton of whipped cream on top. And
James, with you, let's be honest, it wouldn't be just a slice of pumpkin pie. It would
no,
be the
it'd be
whole
the pie.
There'll be the whole
It'd be
pie
the
and
pie.
maybe an
Let's be
extra
honest
one.
here.
It'd be the pie with a can, because I'm gonna end up putting the whole can of whipped cream on the pie.
Oh man,
And then
get a Costco sized pie.
I need a fucking the biggest Mountain Dew that you can find. And yeah, dude, that would be my last meal. I don't know where I'd put it all, but guaranteed I'd try to put it all down.
I feel like the amount of food you just told us weighs more than you.
The funny thing is I have a feeling like I've put at least a meal like that down once or twice, bro. You know what I mean?
Hardcore
Oh,
dedication right there.
Dude, it's like one of those days where you haven't eaten much like all week, and you've like been waiting for like Thanksgiving or like Christmas dinner, and you know you're about to just like scarf your face the whole day. That's it.
See, I'm the opposite. I have to train all day for a big meal like that, so I have to keep eating all day.
Well, the key is you just like you snack. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't
Yeah.
you don't like fucking eat because otherwise it's
Yeah.
just like you just got to keep the metabolism going.
I hear you.
What about,
I know.
I'm curious to hear what oh wait, yeah, Clown, did you go yet? Did you give yours?
I'm gonna go with Light Bear. Big Texan steak challenge. Let's
Oh,
do it.
dude, that is I've seen
I-
multiple people try to
So like a
attempt that.
72 ounce.
Yeah, I've done the
72
24
ounce,
ounce
bro.
already. I think I could go for the next step up. or
I've eaten
something.
there once or twice.
Biggest steak I've ever had was a 54-ounce steak.
God damn, dude.
Insane. It's like
Jeez.
a bicycle seat. You're sitting there
Mm-hmm.
like, did somebody just like have a cow back there and slice a chunk out of it and throw it on the grill? It was insane. I couldn't.
Wait.
I barely even.
How did you have it cooked?
Oh, medium, of course.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm medium rare, fucker.
All right,
I like it
Medium rare.
bloody.
I want to hear what Adam would have for your last meal.
I'm a simple dude. I'm a sucker for boneless, slightly spicy southern fried chicken. You know, a little bit of fried chicken, maybe a little side of bacon double cheeseburger, some fries.
Maybe
You
a
know,
little side.
Yeah, a little slider. You know, just a little one on the side. You know, something like that. Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
all the frieds.
Dude, now you got me hungry as well as I'm sure Chad is too. You got any other good ones for us?
Just a really quick one, and it's a like first thought thing. You know.
Okay. All right. First thing that comes to mind. Bam.
If you had a choice in a product that you wanted to bring out to the vaping world, you know, and what you like, what one likes, what is it? Go.
Mac.
RTA.
Max.
Yep.
One
screen
of
for me.
this fashion. Tubular.
Tubular
Of the
Max.
tubular sort.
Cylindrical.
21700 mech for you frames.
Yeah.
What about you, Clown? 21700. Yep. No other specs.
I don't know.
No, I mean,
know.
I don't know.
know.
That side fire is kind of nice.
Sci-fi. Yep.
I can't
RTA,
say because I don't want to
Vaping.
give out any hints just in case like I do come up with a cool idea and run with it at some point.
Yep.
Probably will never
The,
happen.
the Ted Shimes V.1 LE comp spec.
Dude, I would totally come
make
out
edition.
with a mod and name it Ted Shime. That'd be hilarious.
Ted
Yeah.
Shine.
Think about it, people. Ted Shime. Think about it. Anyways, yeah. So Corey, what would you say?
I want to do an RTA if I had to choose anything.
An
it would be
RTA, one with unbreakable glass, and, like indestructible, like one with like it's got like a bubble.
Diamond.
That option would be on the table.
Do they still make Galaxy glass?
It would have to be like
They
one of
make
those.
it where like the glass is silicone, so it bounces when it, you know.
It could survive being tossed across a vape convention.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted it to be dual coil and single, possibly. I don't know.
Mhm.
And then I guess we'll have to wait for Dan to come back to hear what Dan would come out with. But what would you want to come out with, Adam, if you were to come out with a product other than coils?
Something crazy with I don't know. I'm a big fan of the Blotto technical airflow. You know, maybe not meets everyone's airflow volume, yeah, as far as its restriction, but I like the idea of the full, you know, half pipe situation, so you can position your coils to get that full situation. So, you know, a dual RDA that has you know, a 270 plus airflow coming in from all sides. You know,
But
got to be lockable.
RDA, not RTA, huh?
Yeah. You know, we always talk about this. I know we've talked about this lots, but I am a douchebag and I love dual coil setups. I want all the clouds, all the flavor. You know, that
Stingy.
0.1.
You're stingy, bro. You want
Yeah.
all of it, all the vapor.
I want all of it. But you know, yeah, absolutely. That's it.
What about you,
Okay, Dan. What kind of product would you come out with if you were to come out with one? Do you have anything like oh, I would like to come out with an RDA, or like I've thought about maybe an RTA, or like
No, I pretty much use exclusively RDAs or mouth to lung devices. I'd probably do an RDA or a mech. That's all I ever use. You know what I mean?
samesies.
You know what I mean? So I feel I've spent enough time with those devices that's what I could bring to the table. I don't spend enough time with RTAs or any, you know what I mean? Just
Sorry. Something caught me in the throat, and I read Breeze Tone's message: smock mesh alien bamboo coil heads.
yeah.
Why not? Why
Dude,
not?
it like not
I
only did
jump
I
in-
choke on my own spit, but then it was like a spit take of like my own spit. So
Spit out.
I was like,
I'd jump into the cotton game and really change the game with a new type of fiber. I feel that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm. That's the most under-talked about situation.
Right.
Absolutely, cotton. No, it is. I firmly believe that. There's not enough talk about cotton. There should be more.
Oh yeah, cotton is a very small market that can use a lot more help.
well, I do. Thank you for the questions there, Adam. Those were some thinkers, man. At least the Last Supper one was for me for a little bit. But we do have this thing that we do and of course I don't have the freaking thing ready. So let me get that ready real quick. And while we do that, why don't we do this, clown? It is time for a little bit of some DIY corner.
Alrighty.
So go ahead and tell us what we're doing here, clown.
All right, so I'm gonna have the fellas here throw out some suggestions for what I'm gonna mix up for next week's episode, since I finally got some flavorings and I'm ready to go. So I'm excited here. So I want the panel here. Like eventually we're gonna get the people in the chat to join in on the fun and all that. But for now, I just want to start off with like the fellas here and see what they throw out my way. And I want you guys, we're going to do this. I'm going to have James be number 1, Poon Sauce 2, Dan 3, and then Adam will be 4. And I want you guys to vote on which flavor profile you want me to do. So the one that I see the most of is the one we're going to go with. All right. So you guys want to take it away? Cheese and
All
onion.
right, so I guess I'll start.
I wrote
since-
down recipes just that I want to see made, just so you know.
I guess I'll start since I'm number one. I guess we'll go in numerical order. We were talking about some the other day, and I can't remember which one it was that I threw out at you that I thought would be pretty damn cool. Oh, a black currant raspberry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I feel
And I
like
did
that
get
would be
black
kind
currant in that package Dan sent me, so
Awesome,
I'm excited
awesome.
about that.
because I feel like that little tartness from the black currant with maybe a little tartness of the I think it might be good, man. I think it'd be dope.
All right, Poonsauce, what's your suggestion?
Okay. It's not what we talked about last week, but I'm gonna throw it out there because I was kind of venting on flavors that I've had of this kind of quality lacking what I've wanted in the past. I'm gonna pick a mixed berry cheesecake
Okay.
because I feel like cheesecakes are lacking in the fucking flavor community.
Damn, people out there in chat are throwing out crazy ones. Blue cheese, no thank you, Shane. Ranch, no.
I don't have any savory flavorings, but they do make them, and I've heard they're all horrible.
Yeah, barbecue sauce. Where are you? You guys are weird.
Sour cream and BJ.
Is that before or after? Let's be honest.
For
Here.
British Eyes Only
During.
says, my mom calls me a little tartness. Ooh, dude, Jimmy James.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew cactus. Fuck, I wish I would have said
Orange
that.
cranberry and lemon would be interesting.
Dude, I just dude, Jimmy James.
You want to change yours?
Yeah, I'm changing mine. Dude,
I already put it in our chat.
I know. I'm changing mine to like Klein, because you're from Cali, so you're gonna know what this soda is. A Mountain Dew fucking cactus cooler blend.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna have to figure
it's
that
like
out.
it's like because cactus cooler is like pineapple,
Mhm.
orange.
I remember
and
Cactus Cooler, man. It's been years,
You know what
but
I'm
I
saying?
remember it.
Like, that would be fucking dope. We can
James,
even-
I'm
Alright.
surprised you didn't say like a lemon up flavor.
God damn. All right, I'm writing these down. I'm writing these
Alright.
down. I'm writing these down. Okay, so we'll stick with my first one. The black currant raspberry, because I still think that one will be really good.
We'll
other
keep
ones-
these for the following
I'm-
weeks
I'm
because
gonna
I'm gonna have
get-
to figure out that Cactus Cooler blend.
Yeah, I'm gonna write these down on my sticky notes here.
You want mine? Can I go, James? Are you done?
He's excited,
yeah.
Or he's
bro.
already done.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
I want an Arnold Palmy. I want half lemonade, half iced tea, and I want it to taste amazing.
I was talking to Logan
Because
about
I love
that
Arnold
earlier.
Palmies while I'm golfing, and I would love
Oh,
to
yes.
vape an Arnold Palmy while I'm golfing.
I was talking to Logan about that earlier because I've tweaked with an Arnold Palmer. For some reason, I can't say it properly, but yeah, I've messed around with that before.
Okay. Well, that's good because he's already like in the groove of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying for British Eyes, I've tried some and they're not that great. I want a great Arnold Palmy. You crack that open, it's just
And that honestly, those tend to be good shaken vapes because you don't have to steep them like creams and stuff like that.
right.
All
So
right,
that's
Adam.
Vote
Do
3.
you guys know what a freond is? A freond.
Oh yeah, we're
You
getting
always
all
come in with these
Australian
weird
here.
things. All right.
Hey, no.
I feel like that's
believe
something
it's
you
French.
spray on your windshield.
Yeah. No, a friand is, and I just wanted to double check this. A friand is a small cake. It's made mostly with butter and almond meal, potentially a little bit of almond flakes in there as well. But it's kind of like a butter pound cake that's made with almond meal. So it's beautifully melty in your mouth, and the butter component is the major part of it. It's very buttery, but in Australia we sell a lot of them in cafes, and quite often they're raspberry. A little raspberry in there as well. So imagine that, butter almond cake that's not yellow cake, not in any way, shape, or form. It's melt in your mouth almond meal cake with a little raspberry in there as well. So that would be my
Adam,
raspberry
butter and
friand.
almonds. There you go. Just
Yep.
butter and almonds.
I
Kangaroo
like it.
flavored vapes.
Make this vape, we'll call it the kangaroo kicker.
There you
Yeah,
go.
All right.
the kangaroo junk punch.
All right, so you guys heard the suggestions. I want to see 1, 2, 3, or 4, whichever one you guys want me to make for next week.
Okay, so just to clarify, number 1 is the blackcurrant raspberry. Number 2 is who was number 2?
Mixed berry
Who's us?
cheesecake.
Mixed berry cheesecake. Number 3 was the Arnold Palmy. I can never say it.
Arnold
That either.
Palmy.
No.
It's an
Arnold
Arnold
Palmy.
Palmer.
And
Arnold
then
I
Palmy.
hate ordering those in restaurants because I always stumble over that.
and then number 4 is I didn't even hear what Adam said. A Freon or free.
The raspberry.
Yeah,
Freon.
Freon that you put in like your
car.
your car.
Send me a link, Adam, if that one wins on what it's supposed to be.
Okay, so far we have 3
Freon,
threes,
okay.
4 threes, 1 2, 1 1, 2 ones.
Come on, guys. Make my dreams come true.
So far, number 3 is winning.
Yeah, 3's winning.
Come on.
Oh, 1's up for a
I'm not a
tie.
crook.
Damn it,
Three's
Jim.
up
Thank
one.
you,
Not
Iver.
3.
3,
Richard Nixon.
3.
Three.
Logan, you can't vote twice.
Anthony Romello, you can't do that. He voted for every one of them. Everyone but Dan's. Or no, he didn't.
Son of a...
No, he did.
Yeah, he did. There it is.
We've got, all right. Wait,
5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
420.
6, 7 threes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. So it looks like number 3 is the winner, Clown.
All right. I was already going to work on that one, so that makes my week easier.
So boom, there's the first liquid for DIY Corner, and of course we'll come back to Clown next week to talk about that a little bit more, and all that good stuff. So with that, it is time to move into the next ending segment of the show. It is time for the Vaping with the Ohmies music playlist. So of course,
Yay.
you guys know how this goes. Every week,
Oh, I gotta get Spotify open.
Every week we go through, we pick a couple songs out of us as the panelists to throw up on the playlist. This week, I say, since we're kind of running a little on time, we don't want to run too much into the Migos. Let's do 1 each from the panel and 1 from chat. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, so with
good.
that, how about why don't we have Adam start it off? What song would you like to add to the Vaping with Ohmies playlist?
This is a band from England called Elbow. Newborn is the name of the song, but you can have a look at Elbow. They've been doing a fair bit of stuff on Facebook Live and YouTube since the COVID situation came out, and there's a lot of really good live music they do there. They've been around a long time. Any of their songs really, but Newborn, Elbow. Good shed time, chillax and music.
Pass it off, Adam.
Clown.
Alrighty. I had 2 ready to go, so I'm like trying to go with which choice I want to go with. I'm gonna go with Metalachi, since I'm wearing the shirt anyways.
Yeah, dude. Metalachi, bro.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Ah, nice choice. If you
Yeah.
guys have not heard the Metalachi version, you're in for a treat.
It's amazing.
I'm
They
excited.
are awesome
I
live.
like covers, so I'm hoping.
Dude, Metalachi's dope, bro. Like, even
Nice.
if you're not into metal or mariachi bands, like, they're sick, dude, just for what they are.
Yeah.
You know?
They're dressed up in glam gear with mariachi hats. I mean, what
Yeah.
else can you ask for?
So you
All right, Dan.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with. Me and Breeze Tones have talked about them. Australian band Carnival. We're gonna go with the song "Dead Man." Get ready, folks! It's a 12-minute song. Have fun. It's so good.
Thank you for that, Dan. That one 12-minute song everybody skips on the playlist.
Don't.
That's the
skip
smoke
it.
break song.
Yeah.
When you go out for your break, just start it, and then when it's over, you know you got 2 minutes
Go
and
back.
58 seconds left before
Yeah.
you're late. So you're welcome.
All right, so who's next, Dan?
Pooney.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the song "Demolisher" by Slaughter to Prevail. This is like face melting heavy metal stuff, and it's so good. I love it. So yeah, the song "Demolisher" by Slaughter to Prevail.
All right. And for me,
How about you, James?
for me, I'm going like completely different than everybody. I'm going some Action Bronson, strictly for my Jeeps. If you guys don't listen to Action Bronson, get familiar with him. Go check him out. Go watch his show. Fuck, that's delicious. Great show. And with that wraps up our picks for the playlist. So that means one of you guys out there in chat, one of you lucky Ohmies out there, get a song added to the playlist. And how about we have the guest himself, Breeze Tones, pick out a song. There's some good ones out there, man. So pick wisely.
Well, I haven't heard that song in a long time. This is showing my age, but let's go with Lives. Take the Money and Run by the Steve Miller Band.
Oh,
Nice,
Yeah.
Steve Miller
very
Band.
nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
It's
Damn.
very odd.
It's very nice.
All right, guys. So that winds out the playlist. That winds out the DIY corner. We got some what's in the news. We got all that good stuff there. So why don't we go ahead and, you know what? Let's change things up this way. I won't forget it. We'll do this before the sign outs now. It is time, guys. It is time for a little bit of Dan's dad joke of the week. So what you got for us, Dan?
It's a good one.
Oh, it better be.
How many saw dudes does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know.
None. It's already lit, fam.
Ah,
I fucking love dude.
Oh my
it.
god.
Thank you, Angela Garrity, for sending
Oh,
that to
thank
me.
you so much,
So
Angela.
awesome.
That was the best dad joke I think we've ever had on the show. All right, Dan. You have redeemed yourself from all of the other terrible dad jokes with that one right there, sir.
Don't worry, I'm sure I'll be due for a
Oh,
bad one
yeah.
sooner
Just
or
wait till
later.
next week, guys.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
yeah.
thoroughly underwhelmed. But with that, with that, what we're
That's what I
gonna
tell
do-
Nicole every night.
Yeah.
Prepare to be thoroughly underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, guys, we'll go ahead and do our wind out. Talk about what we got coming up on various channels, all that good stuff. Of course, I'll give us a second to let Adam have the floor. Tell us what you got coming up, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Awesome. For the US fam, you can find my coils at Local Vape. There's a bunch of stores now carrying them through Local Vape. So Rising Phoenix, Vapery in San Antonio, I believe. Steel Valley Vapors, the Silver Fox, Punk Rocker, Mr. Will is carrying them. Lone Star, I believe that's Carol. There's a bunch of stores in the US now, and if not, then ask your local store to stock them, and I'm sure they'll help you out. But I appreciate all the support that everyone's been giving me, so thank you very much from that.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'm asking everyone to also check out the Aussie Vape Show, which is Legion,
Yes.
Squidly Triss, and All Day Vapes. Started an Australian regional-based show about the industry here. There's a huge burgeoning industry here in Australia with vaping, and so check it out and like, subscribe, comment, that whole situation, like that smash button.
Do it in your
do it
cool.
there.
Do it in
Yeah.
your cool.
Yeah. That's literally it. Amigos and Code, which will be on very soon. Going to talk about the prescriptions with Mr. Legion. That's it. And big thank you to the community and the Stooges, the Ohmies, everybody. It's you guys have really accepted me, and I'm ever grateful. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you stop it. We love you, Adam. You're our favorite. You're one of our favorite Australians, bro. But of course, with that, I'm gonna throw it over to Poon Sauce. What you got coming up this week? Any what's in the news? Any what's your stories? What's going on? Man?
There's no what's in the news this week because we are changing it to a bi-weekly
Bi-weekly? Gotcha.
thing now, just to kind of give more things to happen for some more stuff for us to talk about. And so I'm planning on a What's Your Story this weekend, so keep an eye out for that. Also, if you hadn't had the opportunity to watch my last Saturday show, I had the wonderful Grim Green on with me to kind of talk to him a little bit more. So it was a fantastic time. So if you have the opportunity, go back and watch it. It was an awesome show. I loved it. And yeah, you can find me here every Monday, and just keep an eye out for my channel.
All right. And what about you, Clown? What you got coming up, man?
Hopefully tomorrow, if I'm not in need of a nap because of my work schedule, I'll try to do the vlog. Then Thursday we have the Wolf Bite, and we are gonna have the what is it again? The advocate for Modi Tuna Tits panel. We're gonna have them as guests, so go check that out.
All right.
And yeah, we're gonna be hanging out with them, and then hopefully I get some videos done. I started recording some stuff today, which I'm excited about, and hopefully I can get all those done, and you guys be on the lookout for that. And that's me.
Awesome. As far as things go for me, if you guys have not checked out the latest Shed Time podcast episode that went up on Sunday, go check it out. We had a absolutely stellar time in the shed with Mr. Chris Vandal from Amigos and Co. It was just a hilarious conversation. You know, we got into all kinds of crazy topics. It was a fun time, and there was a lot of shed time that ensued during that recording. So definitely go check it out. Go show us some support there. We had some pretty cool announcements happening. Go follow us on SoundCloud so you can get an opportunity to get into that awesome giveaway that we're doing. There's going to be some cool stuff added into that as we get closer and closer to that 500 mark. Of course, as far as videos, I am planning to put up a video for you guys. Hopefully, it's probably going to go up on Wednesday, just so I can give myself enough time to edit and all that stuff on the Rye RDA. So that'll be coming up on Wednesday. And then, of course, we'll be back on my channel for another Green Room on Friday. And then stay tuned for another Shed Time podcast on Sunday. And we'll be back here on Monday for another episode and installment of Vaping with the Ohmies. Anything you like to add there, Dano?
Ladies on the Menjay.
All right, guys. So with all that being said, we're going to end it as we always do, sending out all the positive vibes, crisp high fives, and let's just vape on, Ohmies.